Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, namaste and welcome to this very, very special episode of Hall of Fame. I'm Dr. Vineet Gera, founder of Gurucool Publishing from Hyderabad, and today we are very, very proud that we are launching a very unique book which is called The Pondering Leaf Journey of a Surfer. This book is written by Mr. Baburaj Nair and Mr. Ramesh Nair, और ट्रेनिंग इंडस्ट्री के दोनों ही जाने माने नाम हैं, पहचाने हुए चेहरे हैं। एक शेर याद आता है कि एक मुसाफिर के सफर जैसी है सबकी दुनिया, कोई जल्दी में कोई देर से जाने वाला। ऑल ऑफ अस आर ट्रैवलर्स हियर, कोई जल्दी में कोई देर से जाने वाला। द थिंग व्हाट मेक्स अ डिफरेंस इज हाउ मच डू वी डेवलप आवरसेल्फ ड्यूरिंग दिस जर्नी। सो दैट इज समथिंग विच इज द एसेंस ऑफ द बुक। और किताब के बारे में हम और बहुत ज्यादा जानेंगे इस सेशन में। एंड आई रियली अपोलोजाइज कि हम इसको फेसबुक पे लाइव नहीं ले जा सके, सो विल पुट द रिकॉर्डिंग in the Facebook and YouTube also later on. Before going ahead, I'm very, very curious to see the first look of the book because books were directly printed from Delhi and went to Baburaj sir and Ramesh sir. So सबसे पहले दोनों का स्वागत करूंगा. Welcome sir.
Welcome. Thanks to all of you, friends. And let me open the.
Yeah, Ramesh sir, you also together.
Sure.
And I would
Sure,
request
sure.
all the people present here, please open your camera, unmute yourself, and with a huge round of applause, let us congratulate both the authors. Many congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Vineet.
Show us the first look of the book. Unwrap it. Here we go with the Pondering Leaf. Wow, superb. Very nice. Great.
This is
Congratulations.
Thank you, Vijay. Thanks for coming live.
Congratulations, Baburaj. Congratulations,
Oh,
Ramesh.
thank you, Kalpana. Thank you.
Thank you.
So nice to be here.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
So before we start talking about the book, सबसे पहले quick round of introduction कर लेते हैं. Baburaj sir, over to you for the introduction.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for making it happen, Vineet. And to Ramesh, I don't have any words to say. But when we started this, it was like an accidental journey, meeting on the journey, like what आपने बोला जैसा, on the road when we are meeting. And we are actually like travelers not knowing where we will reach and how we will reach. Anyway, I am Baburaj, almost with 3.5 decades of experience and exposure in multiple industries, auto sector, electrical engineering companies, and agriculture, seed, plantation, then into media and the digital. Currently, I am a transformation leadership coach and ICF International Certified accredited PCC level coach. And I also advise on the board, and I'm also a fellow of Institute of Directors. And this is after COVID, actually, this is the third book. The first book was actually a compendium related to coaching mantras. And the second one is a poetic book, Not All Who Wanders is Lost. And the third one is this, and I consider this as a phenomenal work because of the quality of work and the kind of a thinking and thought process we have created. And I'm sure that the readers will like this book and they will not be disappointed by reading this book, investing their time and efforts. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Over to Ramesh Nair, sir. Introduction, please.
Thanks, Vineet. So I'm basically a traveler. I would put it I'll introduce myself that way. I travel a lot and I've been traveling for the last 20-25 years, and that experience, I have tried to bring it out in the book. Basically, I've been in the IT industry for the last 32 years. Worked from Australia to US, worked in more than 10 countries, lived in US for about 10 years. So transformation has always been my job, and I've been instrumental in large transformational programs across Fortune 100 companies. And I have also had that close opportunity. I also had an opportunity to work closely with the people, because I have led large teams. So I know the behaviors of the people. And that is where how I made a transition from the IT industry to the coaching industry. And that is where when we were discussing what Baburaj sir was telling, it's a journey, and we came across each other. We knew each other, but knowing each other is different from working together, right? That experience is different, and that is also conveyed in one of the beautiful stories in the book, as a conversation between the sky and the wind. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring that experience and make it a very simple to understand book. Hope this book is beneficial to leaders and they're able to get some wisdom out of that. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। चलिए जी, किताब की तरफ बढ़ते हैं और मेरा पहला सवाल रहेगा बाबूराज सर से। कब आपको ये ख्याल आया, व्हेन डिड यू थिंक कि हाँ, नाउ दिस इज द टाइम आई शुड राइट अ बुक, एंड व्हाई डिड यू चूज दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक ओनली?
So I think first of all, the credit should go to Ramesh for creating that title of the. Ramesh is basically an adventure, and see, I am writing since almost 20 years back, and I have this habit of while traveling, I will know whether it is in train or flight or bus, wherever it is there, I have the habit of jotting down the experiences what I am having. But after being a coach, I started creating a technology or methodology called a reflective learning process. It's basically a synergical, a team learning process, basically. When I started doing it almost 5 years back, started doing research and work on it. And as a coach, as well as a trained facilitator in human resource field, I started understanding that people need not be told. People actually allowed to take a choice. Every individual has a choice. Therefore, they have to be given a choice to explore themselves. And people are intelligent. Why should we tell them to do it? And any force feeding will not help. So I have collected a lot of experiential learnings, and which I had all the last 30 years in academic, corporate, as well as social sector. I was on the advisory board of Aga Khan also as an international Aga Khan International. So I started penning down all these things. But I created something, shared it with Ramesh. Ramesh told me that, Baburaj, why can't you change all these things? Then he went to Himalaya for some trip, and then he came back and said that, why can't we change something? You are talking about reflection and this kind of a thing. Why can't we talk about leaf coming down? Then I said that it's a fantastic thing. And I was sharing something which was happening with me especially connected to the nature. Both of us connected extremely well on this. On this last almost 9 months of journey, we never had any kind of a discomfort as colleagues, because both of us questioned very, very vehemently on each step. At the same time, the joy of co-creating something which is totally different, because he need to accept my thoughts, I need to accept his thoughts. That means creating tremendous space between both of us. And that is one of the principles of being coach also. How do you connect with them without any judgments, keeping thoughts in abeyance? And that is where the genesis of this book has created. Actually, the earlier book which I have created actually before I connected with Ramesh has actually overhauled the complete content and elements we need to rewrite into this book. So that is why it took almost 9 months of daily basis work onto it. So kudos to Ramesh for being part of my journey. Actually, I will say like that.
It's actually the third version. There's the third version of the book, actually.
Great.
And interestingly, I will also like to say why this topic title. See, the leaf is actually, if you look at it, the color is starts with a green, which talks about growth. And it also moves into an yellowish kind of a thing over a period of time. It talks about the passing of time. That is number one. Leaf is extremely simple, and it purifies the air. Leaf also is connected to the nature, and everybody can connect with this as a metaphor. And actually, for us, when we look at it, leaf is life. It symbolizes life. That is where the word leaf actually has come in. It's a simple thing, but how do you connect with that in the journey? The journey path is completely research based. Nothing, everything is factual as far as the journey is concerned. Only the stories are actually a reflective modes. That is how the data has been captured. And why the surfer? Surfer, when we did the research, we found that it is one of the most skillful process. Being surfing is not an easy thing. And when we did further research on leadership across all the people around the world, we found that there are 6 traits which are actually important for being an extremely good leader. And we believe that each one of us sitting here, as well as the people around us, there is a leader in each one of us. Can we unearth this leader using this surfer framework? That is where the surfer is an acronym, surfer is a metaphor. And like what Prem said, we could create this metaphorical journey of a leaf through the Himalayan Brahmaputra river. That is how this entire thing has come out in that fashion.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. My next question is for Ramesh, sir. If I am reading some book or if I'm buying some book, I always, look for what is in it for me. So what would be your message for the readers, what they will get inside the book? If they read the book, what kind of benefits they can expect from the book?
Sure. So, Vinit, as I said, I introduced myself as a traveler because for me, life is a journey. And what we try to do is we all are traveling, but most of the time we travel unconsciously. We just go with the flow. We are not conscious about our choices. We're not conscious about what we are doing. And I take a lot of lessons. I learn a lot from nature itself. The other part is the secondary one, but primarily for me, nature has been a teacher. Nature gives its own lessons to us. And that's like the famous thing goes, right? In the schools, you are first given the lessons and then the test. But in actual life, the test comes and then you learn from it, right? And that has always been my case. And so what we have tried to do also in this book is, like, in addition to what Baburaj said, is that we are trying to bring a mix of nature, what you see, what you can learn from nature, and how that is relevant to our life. And most of the time, we don't try to connect each other, the nature and our life. And life is always interconnected. We always try to look at it in silos. My life is this, nature is like this. But in reality, they are all interconnected. We cannot exist without each other. So what we are trying to do in this book is bring both the things together, bring that interconnectedness, and look at the 6 or 7 themes that we're talking about in terms of being sensitive, in terms of understanding, having an understanding, do a reality check, what is happening today in your life, right? What are your feelings? How do you evolve? And how do you become resilient? So these are the 6 themes that we're talking about. And when somebody reads this book, right, they will be able to relate from nature, what is happening in nature and how I can relate myself to nature. Because we're all living organisms, end of the day. It is not that we are in a separate category, right? We are all living organisms. Each one of us has their own life, but the journey is different. The phases are different. So we are trying to bring that interconnection between nature and life and what we go through. And then that is where we lead to say that what is end of the day required. End of the day, what is required is a self-awareness part of it, an understanding part of it, right? And with that understanding, you become more mature. Most of us, I would not say most of us, but generally we mature from biological perspective, but from understanding perspective, we still are stagnated. And that is where I would like people to reflect on it. We all say that we all experience this, but we don't reflect on it. Let us reflect on our experiences and see how we can be a better person tomorrow. What are the things that I have done today, which I can do better tomorrow? It could be either your physical well-being, mental well-being, your behaviors, your attitudes, your habits. you can relate to each one of them. And that is what we are trying to bring it. And we are trying to weave a story around that in the book. So it's easy to learn. People can relate to it easily. There's no rocket science in it. There is no biological concept in it. It is what you have actually experienced in nature.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for this elaborate answer. Okay. आज 23 मार्च बहुत खास दिन है बिकॉज आज के दिन को हम अपने देश में शहीदी दिवस के रूप में मनाते हैं। भगत सिंह जी को आज के दिन फांसी दी गई थी। नाउ माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज रिलेटेड टू दिस ओनली। भगत सिंह वाज अ लीडर wherein he was not assigned this duty. किसी ने उनको बोला नहीं था कि आप आजादी मैनेजर हो या आप CEO of freedom हो, but he took this challenge and did great thing for the nation. Now, when it comes to leadership, how much self-discovery is important? My question to Baburaj sir.
I think I will, very interestingly, myself and Vijay actually, Vijay was the president of ICF Chennai chapter, was the earlier former president, and Raj also is the president of ICF Chennai chapter. Actually, Vijay wrote this one on voluntary leadership and leadership per se. And I have, I will request Vijay to say something on this. Vijay, would you like to say something on this?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you to give me this
It's a
opportunity.
very apt question. I should have responded, but I think Vijay would be more comfortably to explain it, and then I will add on to it. Vijay, please take it.
No. I mean, instead of, I think you are best suited to answer that, Baburaj. But let me just say that I mean, what I heard originally of this journey and the metaphor of the leaf, etc. I'm still reflecting on that. Because it's a very powerful journey, right? I mean, what we observe with nature and what we observe, not just of a leaf. I mean, same thing can be mentioned of a flower also, the stages of journey. And many times, these, and as Ramesh also said, sometimes we are traveling, we are travelers, but we are not intentionally traveling. So I think, these are the two themes that sort of speak to me. And you mentioned volunteer leadership. In many ways, that is also how it is, right? Because you are always evolving. Nobody gives you a rule book. Nobody says this is the one way to kind of navigate it, or these kind of issues you will have. So I think the more dynamic and changing the ecosystem is, the journey becomes that much more tougher. But I think the growth which kind of comes, right? When you go on a trip for a tour or something, it's the sights that you take in. But what do you do with those sights is the question. So I would say this journey also of growth and of leadership is a, I mean, you can choose to ignore all those moments, all those sights that you see along the way. But can you take those sights and say that, okay, and some sights may be ugly also, right? Some sights may not be beautiful. But those are the sites that are going to enable us to take something along as we go along in this journey of life. And the truth also, recently I have been reflecting that the journey of life is a finite journey. All of us have only that much, right? That many kilometers we can do and only that much time. So how do you actually navigate it in a way that is so uniquely yours and enriching? So that's where I am on this, Baburaj, mission. Everybody else.
Thanks.
So
See,
thank you so much. Wishing you both the very best. It's a beautiful work of art, and I know usually also coaches are always writing books on coaching. So, which is great because the world needs authentic resources. The world needs good stuff on coaching. But I think sometimes it's also good. Coaches have a beautiful other side to them as well about life and all that, and of course poetry and. When you have the way with words, I think it's a beautiful way to give back. So I wish both of you and the very best. And I will also take your leave because I am heading off to a coaching session.
Thanks. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure entirely. Thank you.
Thanks, Vijay. Thank you.
Thanks to adding to Vijay what she talked about it. You take Bhagat Singh Ji, or you take Mahatma Gandhi, you take Nelson Mandela, you take political, religious, true leaders, they all exhibited the traits of surfer. The SURFER is an acronym for being sensitive to the environment, understanding the people around, appreciating the reality, feeling for others and feeling for themselves, and evolving, like what Vijay was talking about. It's a journey. But each day, and like what Ramesh was talking about, can I be a better human being than to tomorrow? And evolving to the highest level is Bhagat Singh ji, is a Matthias, and they are evolving to the highest level means they are ready to sacrifice. When we look at anybody in the world, the legacy is being created because there is a sacrifice for others. Whether you take Nelson Mandela, whether you create Jesus Christ, whether you take anybody. So we did a lot of research on understanding, looking at it, reflecting, identifying the nuances of what is this. And the last and most important R is resilience. So this SURFER model, and we have created a framework also, SURFER model, and also an assessment tool, which is extremely rare in Indian book publications. This one only, except internationally, one or few books. No books actually comes out with an assessment process, providing a direction, providing a choice for the readers to look beyond the reading. And that makes this book a little more unique and our contribution to the society. That's how we look at it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Now, my next question is for Ramesh, sir. What do you feel that what is the role of continuous learning, continuous improvement in one's life? How do you look at it?
Well, that's a very dear question to me, Vinay. Like I said, right, life always gives you lessons. Now, it's your choice whether you want to learn from it or not. And most of the time, we keep crying and we say, "Oh, it's happening to me. It has happened to me. Why is happening to me?" and things like that, right? But the one fundamental point there is that these lessons are for your betterment. You become more stronger, you become more powerful. And in fact, in my career, since I started my journey in the last 35 years, there has been a big event, or I have created an event every 4 or 5 years. And that has been a learning opportunity for me. When I say I have created an event, I go and enroll in some course. I invest in myself in some course, do some 1-year course, 6 months course, things like that. Because fundamentally, the thing is that, see, you have to invest in yourself. The challenge is today, people do not want to invest in themselves. And people all expect to be a better person by not investing in themselves. People try to invest in stocks, in mutual funds, trades here, there, and all. But how are you going to develop if you're not investing in yourself? Is my question to you, right? And if you don't invest, if you don't learn, how do you try to become a better person? You expect others to be a better person for you. Others should treat you like this. But how are you treating your others, right? And how can you change yourself, your behaviors, your knowledge? And this goes back to one of the Greek philosophers said that Socrates has always said that I am the most uneducated people because I know nothing. And that's a concept which Donald Rumsfeld, the defense secretary to George Bush, had created, and he had created a diagram. He said, "This is my knowledge, this is my circle, and this is what I know. That's all I know. But now, if I take one point on the circle, that may lead to another point. And once I start exploring that point, it creates another circle of unknown area. So there's one small circle which comes outside of the boundary of your knowledge, book of knowledge. And when you start talking about that, another new circle gets developed. So in your circle of knowledge, you have a lot of other circles on the circumference which is sitting there, which you are not ready to explore. Right? So unless and until you study, you invest in yourself, you're not going to improve. We can all expect, we all wish and we all expect others to help, but invest in yourself. That's the best investment that anybody can do, not investment in stocks or funds or whatever it is. You invest in yourself, you become a better person, you create a better society, you create a better organization, you create a better country. And then that leads to a better world, right? So invest in yourself, awareness is the most important thing. Hope that helps you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, my next question goes to Baburaj, sir. What do you think? What are the 3 major takeaways for the readers from this book? only three I'm asking, though it is flooded with so many different things, but three major key takeaways according to you.
That's a very good question. Before addressing these 3 points, I will say that this book talks about connecting with what Ramesh is talking about. It talks about the growth mindset to create the awareness, the self-awareness. Do we need to have a growth mindset or we need to have a closed mindset? And the software assesses 4 aspects of the mindsets. One is what we call it as a change mindset. Second one, what we call it as the decisiveness. That means as a leader, what kind of a decisive, if you wanted to have, what kind of mind we need to develop onto it. If you want to develop a relationship, one is the most important thing creating in corporate success or as a leader, forget about corporate. It is not an industry agnostic kind of a thing. So it's anywhere as a leader. And the last one is resilience mindset. So how do we create these mindsets is what the assessment talks about it. But besides that, these 4 things, which is very important, like what Ramesh was talking about, creating self-awareness and continuous learning. 3, according to me, Ramesh can add further in case if I missed out. But for me, it simply says, it's a very simple book. It can be read like a storybook. And it can be a highly deep or deeply connecting with all aspects of the nature, speaking to themselves. It says that, come, feel, and connect with me, is the nature says. But the book talks about it. The number 1 message or this one is that pause, reflect, unlearn and learn. That is number 1. Number 2, according to me, it says that we are not perfect human beings. And to be perfect also is not correct. Continued, because excellence is a continuous journey. But can we appreciate who are we? And can we imbibe these 6 traits in whatever form? We cannot be, it's a journey, like what is a traveling job as a traveler. But can we imbibe these 6 traits? Can we understand where are we in these 6 traits, which are talking about sensitivity, understanding, reality, feelings, evolving, resilience? So these 6 traits, how do we understand it? How do we connect? How do we reflect? Is what is the essence of the 3rd one. And the 4th, the second one, the 3rd one, most important thing is that I believe, as I told in the beginning, bring out the leader in you. We believe that each one of you leader. And if you are behaving and kind of thinking as a leader, as we have defined in the book, definitely the society would be a better society. The society would be, and we as human beings would be better, be vulnerable. Can we be vulnerable? Because we need not be perfect. So if I am vulnerable, it needs a lot of courage and conviction. So this book talks about 3 things: pause, learn, and unlearn. The second one, as I told you, is that we are not imperfect, but learn to appreciate the journey of a suffer. The 3rd one is that identify the leader in you and move forward. That is what we want, according to me. Ramesh would love to add something, definitely.
Can I add one?
Please, please.
See, based on my experience, right? Since I said I have worked from Australia to US, right? So the most fundamental thing is, irrespective of the nature, the country, the origin, nationality, people are all the same. Okay, they are not different. Their behaviors, the traits that they display, it's always what's in it for me, right? And that is one fundamental thing which I want to echo here is, life has not changed for anybody. Life is the same for everybody for centuries, right? It's not new. It's the same for everybody. It has been going on same. Only lifestyle has changed. Life has not changed. Lifestyle has changed.
Absolutely.
But then the challenge is people are not able to appreciate that aspect of it. And people think, oh, I am living like this. Like, lifestyle has changed. And it's a choice that you're making. Life has not changed, believe me. And right? And one thing is that just to give you a 30-second thing, whatever we are talking today in terms of mindfulness, meditation, and all of these things have been told in Gita 6,000, 5,000 years before. So this problem that you're facing today has been there since last 5,000 years. Nothing new that you're talking about, right? The chapter 6 of Gita talks about doing yoga, how to sit, what to do, but nobody has explored it. So it is left for us to explore and make a choice. So that life has not changed, only lifestyle has changed. That's the point which I wanted to make.
Great.
One point I want to add.
Please.
Myself and Ramesh, I can talk about Ramesh because the last 1 year I am actually closely working on this particular process, and it is actually a rediscovering ourselves also. We personally believe that if you wanted to write something, if you wanted to do something, do it yourself first. If I am not in a position to do it, we are not saying that we have reached the surfer level. If we do assessment, we will not say that we have reached the 95th percentile of that. No, we are also on the journey. And but we can rest assured that we are definitely practicing what we are speaking. Otherwise, we should not write anything. That is something we personally believe in. And to give you a quote, Ramesh working in his leadership level and transformational projects level and globally with most of the Fortune 500 companies. He left such a lucrative job halfway through and then decided to just be there and explore the life differently. It's a choice. Most of us struggle in life, but he did a choice, made a choice. And there I would like to pause and say, there is in between us when we are talking about, there is another gentleman here who has actually halfway through the book, Lieutenant Colonel retired Prem was, my good colleague also. Since you are talked about 3 messages, would Prem would love to say something from whatever he read so far? Prem?
Yes, okay, certainly, yes. So in the first 50 pages, so this is how I read a book. Firstly, I take a sip, which means I just scan the book from top to bottom, and then I go deeper into the book in the second reading. This is the way that I read good books. The other books, of course, you know the way it is. So in these books, so when I went through that, the first thing was I am associated with the terrain in which the book relates to, because I was in the army. I've been in those altitude and all these places. So I gelled very well with the terrain and, of course, the metaphor, because like I said earlier, both of them are great metaphors specialists. So, and I could gel that very much. And one very important thing which I picked up right from the beginning was that, see, it's very easy to say, reflect what resonates with you. This question is very easily a coach can ask. But imagine the coachee, how difficult it is to answer that question. A lot of them won't even understand what is the coach asking by this question, be reflective of it. But here, by using the metaphor and the life lessons which they brought out as a surfer, that was something which makes it very easy, or, you get hooked onto the book, put it that way. So nice. That's what I want to say.
So
Thank
nice.
you.
Nice, Prem. Nice.
Thanks.
ग्रेट, थैंक यू सो मच प्रेम सर, और आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इसलिए भी कि आपने हमारे गुरुकुल पब्लिशिंग कम्युनिटी में ये 2 बहुमूल्य मोती दिए, रमेश जी और बाबूराज जी, जो कि अपने आप में ज्ञान का भंडार हैं. थैंक यू सो मच.
But credit should also go to Vineet, because we have explored many other publications. We actually gone into Sage. We actually so-called and actually Sage publications also reached out to us, and we have done it with White Falcon, many of this one. But the way in which you carry the others and the way in which you give that comfort of a quality of the book, that is something which we were really looking for. And thanks to Prem that I got we say that we got another good friend, not a publisher, along with us.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Certainly, yes. Okay.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Now, my next question, either of you can choose to answer this. How was your writing journey? What were the difficulties? How did you overcome? How was your publishing journey? The complete journey, I would like to understand. Did you face any challenge, and how did you overcome?
Yeah. So let me take that question first, because this is my first book. Baburaj sir is already well versed with writing, right?
Even I was planning to give it to you only.
Yeah. So, so I have always wanted to write a book for simple reason. Somehow I feel that I have a unique ability to identify the talent in my corporate life. That has been my plus point, and that is what people have been telling me. And what I found was the talent is always there, but there's nobody to give a direction to them. You just have to nudge them, and then they do wonders. And my years of experience have always demonstrated that. So I was always wanting to write a book, but then we were in Leh Ladakh, and then signal was not there. So one day Baburaj sir texted me and said, "I want to talk to you. Just call me." And then I called him, and he said, "Would you like to co-author with me?" I said, "Sure." Now, at this point of time, I have not written a single 10-pager booklet as well. We only do emails and other things, right? So it was new to me. But I took that as a challenge, because challenge drives me, it motivates me. So I told, okay, fine, nahi kiya to kya ho gaya? Let me try it, right? And that is how I took the plunge in that. And somehow I had that belief that I will do it. Okay, and that is, and for me, if I touch something and I commit to it, then that's it. Then cost is not an issue, effort is not an issue, time is not an issue. And it had its own challenges. And like what Baburaj sir said, we know each other, but we are not worked together, right? And working is a different relationship. And we are having a shared goal to bring out the book. It can also happen that one author can go midway, they can drop in midway, they can say, no, I don't want to continue, or my ideas like this, it does not resonate with you. And to be very frank, we are very strong characters, both of us. Okay, trust me, we are both strong characters, but we have the shared goal, shared purpose, and that is where we are open to debate. We are open to question each other's thought process and values and purpose, but we don't take it to the bed. We don't take it to the next day. We may have some big noisy debates, but that's it. So it actually opened up a lot of new areas of thoughts for me. It has really been a good thing. Ideation improved. We could fearlessly exchange thoughts and ideas. We don't have to worry about, oh, okay, my idea is not good. What did Baburaj sir think if I provided this? And that is where we had 3 versions of the book coming up. Initially, we had one version. I went on a trip, came back, I gave a different narration. Then I went to Iceland, then I came back, then I gave a different narration. But the concept of that surfer are always there, because I love this sports and things like that. So oceans, water and fire are close to me. So this river rafting and surfer was always there. So when the version changed, the theme remained the same. And that has been a very good learning experience, exchanging ideas. More importantly, I got insight into the publishing industry, which I had never got earlier, how the publishing industry works. And thanks to you, Dr. Vinitji, you have been very transparent, down to earth, telling what is there, what is not there. And it was a good experience working with you, learning from you a lot of things, and an enriching one, needless to say.
Great.
Over to you, Baburaj sir.
Yeah, I think if you ask me questions like challenges in my life also, there are many challenges from my childhood days. We actually born with a golden spoon, and after some time, silver spoon. Then after some time, the spoon itself was not there when by the time I spoon missed out. Now I have built up again. So in our life, challenges were there. But if somebody asks me looking back, I always say that I am not in a position to identify any great challenges. See, because I leave it there. That is my style. Somebody asked me that, how do you personify yourself? I say that I am a joyful character. Joy is my fundamentally I am a joyful character, and therefore, so if I look back after almost 9 months instead of 1 year, 9 months of delivery of work, which is there, it's a painful process of developing. I think I enjoyed every moment of co-creation. I think if it would not have been Ramesh, I think the quality of the book, the thoughts, we were in a position to, really put it in a mixer and mix it up in such a manner, but keeping the entire purpose and the umbilical cord connected. very, very firmly into it. That is something which I really love. And I feel proud that I was experimenting myself also during the process. How do I connect with another strong personality like me? Will I be able to appreciate and accept his thoughts? Will I be able to bring out what I wanted to bring out when I originally thought about this book? So, because data was there, research input was there, everything is there, but how do you convert it into a book which is expected to be returned by the liked by the others? Because we write, but others should really feel it and connect with it. How do you do that? So today, when I look back, it was absolutely we are actually working on 2 more books of us, and both the books would be totally different. And another one which is something which is globally not developed. It's something called a biomimicry. And how do you connected with nature? Because we are connected with nature and we believe that there is so much to learn from nature. So, but that is something which is which we will bring out either this year or next year. Research work is already there. A lot of work is going on for the last 6-7 years. Converting it into book will take at least a year's time, the way in which we are working, at least that's how it is looking at it.
Good.
I would love to ask Raj, who is the president of ICF Chennai chapter here. Likely he was here, listening to all these things, and he has actually might have booked already the book. Prem was the first guy. Would you like to say something about after listening to us? What is your echoing of thoughts, Raj?
So I'm looking forward to the book firstly, and congratulations, Baburaj and Ramesh. I think fantastic. Moving from learned and lived experiences to actually translating to a framework, and the concept of an assessment framework is fantastic. So all your points resonated. I'm really looking forward to the surfer framework, the acronym unpacking each of those elements. But I like the way that you also use the analogy of a surfer for leadership traits, right? The agility, the balance, the skill, and the constant learning and adapting to different
Absolutely.
waves. There are so many analogies. So I'm really excited to be looking to be actually getting into the book a little bit more. Kudos to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Baburaj sir and Ramesh sir, both, if you would like to take this opportunity to convey your gratitude or thanks to the people, those who have been directly or indirectly had been a part of this journey. Over to you.
I think there are numerous people actually who have built us what we are, our parents, our family, and knowingly, unknowingly, because my wife is one of the best critic. My children are also like that, and sometimes I don't like it. I don't enjoy their critique. They critique in such a manner that, but I think that makes us different. That makes us improve ourselves. We may not like, many of our reality is that facing what is true and ensuring that we improve if we accept it. So I always feel indebted to them, my family, my parents who has built us, and I have very few friends in my life, but who are the friends who are actually pushes me, makes me to do better. And for this book particularly, I would love to express my gratitude to Dr. Arvind Agarwal, who has actually, without even, and very punctual, very timely, we could do it. The illustrations, which is world-class illustrations, again, out of blue, a friend who has come and helped us to do that, and without others one, but he's a professional illustrator, and he does not want to be named, so I will not. I put some normal name, but is a full name he does not want to claim. So I would love to thank him for Sadish to him, and the third one is that the software who has helped one of my colleague Madhu. Actually helped us in ensuring the software it is not a software which is actually we actually went into a technology based kind of a thing, but we had a plan B. So we had to move to plan B, and that was actually a Google Drive based one. But we ensured that the questionnaire, the quality and the reports are generated without any, the flow for the reader, the flow for the assessor will not get uncomfortable, though it is not up to the level of so-called professional test, which we are actually back end it's developing. So these three people specifically I wanted to thank. And of course, you and Ramesh, I am not including. And all my best wishes, I would love to thank, because without them, without their prodding, the quality of the book will not come. Because we have a fear also that we should not bring out something which people should read it. Kya Baburaj ne kiya hai, what Ramesh ne kiya hai. That feeling they should never have it. Once they spend money, and more than money, it is the time which they have chosen to spend. So that I don't want to, actually, we don't want, and we hope people will echo this sentiment truthfully. And if there is a feedback, otherwise, we are most welcome to accept it and appreciate it. And nothing wrong in it. Ramesh,
Great.
anything you wanted to add?
Ramesh, sir.
Yeah, so I think taking a finger and pointing at one person will not be the right thing for me, because my philosophy has been that I am who I am because of the people who are around me. Right, so a lot of contributions that come from all people. Needless to say, like I said, you yourself, Baburaj sir, my son, others, wife Kalpana, some of the other people whom I have bounced off ideas as well, thinking that how would it look like this or how would it look like that. So very difficult to mention one particular name. But at the same time, I think the guy who did the illustration was a fantastic guy. We hardly spent time with him. And I think that is a sort of understanding, I think, which makes work interesting, right? The people are able to understand what you want to do it. And see, you telling a story and converting that into visual is not an easy thing. And the number of iterations, hardly anything. Same with you. The number of iterations that we went back and forth, hardly, it was hardly there, right? So that is what I think makes this journey more meaningful, more interesting, and enjoyable. Right, getting the right people is the best part of it. You're very lucky if you get the right people to work with and create a product out of that. That's my take on it.
Great, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have reached to the last leg of this session. Now I would like to ask Baburaj sir, what is the closing note? What message you want to give to our viewers, those who are watching this video on Facebook or YouTube?
Like the three messages which I mentioned out of that, the first thing, pause, reflect, and learn. That was the motto in my life. I was definitely a professional who could be successful in different contexts, and many family managed companies, professional multinational companies. I could create a legacy because I believe that I was willing to pause, I was willing to reflect, I was willing to learn and unlearn. And the journey continues, like what Ramesh said. So this book really would help people to reflect and provides a choice for them. You choose what you want to be, because it's a choice which we wanted to make. So this book, very, very subtly, very storyful, it's not a the English language which I have used is a very, very simple language which I have used. We have took care in every aspect of it. We did quite a lot of research in every aspect of it. So the journey, like what Prem said, the Brahmaputra river. So people will not feel that, whether, where there is a river, whether there is a fishing community, whether there's everything which is talking about in that, but makes the people to ask themselves, would you like to identify the leader in you? If so, and this, we have also even asked people that after the assessment, if anybody wanted to spend some time with us, we are ready to give it free of cost. Because money is money is, it's not that we are rich or we are this one, but money is secondary. Most important than can we contribute something positive to that and create more people in that fraternity. That's how I look at it as a message. Read it, enlighten it, and help us to learn further. That's we are by giving the feedback. That's a message which I would love to share.
Super, super. Ramesh sir, any closing note, any message for the viewers?
Yeah, so mine is a very short message. I'll just remind people of John Lennon's famous quote, which says that life is what happens when you're busy making other plans, right? So my point is, be in touch with reality. We may not like what is happening to us, but we need to be in touch with reality, accept it, and move forward.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Before
Yeah.
closure, can we have 2 minutes?
Yeah, please tell me.
Umesh was there, Prashant is there, Kalpana is there, Subhash Nair is there, and we would, and Dr. Guruprasad Rao is a dean in NMIMS Bombay. I would love to listen to their thoughts, at least by listening to it, 1 minute or maybe 30 seconds. Any would love to share their thoughts. I'm sure that they will read the book, but listening to it, what thoughts which is coming to it, that itself would be great. If any one of them would love to spend 30 minutes, it would be great.
30 seconds, sir. 30 minutes is too much.
30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Sorry about
No,
Suresh sir, you can go ahead.
Alpana is there, Guru is there, and yeah, Suresh.
Yeah,
Subhash,
so
Suresh.
so talking of a leaf, I just can add one point. Actually, nature is that university which people seldomly go and enroll. And it's a university that comes free of cost, unlike having to pay crores of rupees or lakhs of rupees to the Harvards of the world.
Yeah.
A simple observation can teach so many things, which is where when 5,000 years or 10,000 years back, wisdom was captured, then it was only out of, simple observation, of the river, the tree, the leaves, or whatever, on the 5 elements that we, in our cultural context, we make use. Unfortunately, today, because we are disconnected with the, I should not use it, but the Western side of education that we are got tuned so much that we cut off from nature. And for me, again, when Ramesh talks about nature stands out very close, and we can relate so many things. But the sad reality is corporates have to go to nature to understand the basics of evolution, of business, a market, a farmer, everything around. The nature can teach so much. So, from my side, I'm waiting for the book. My delivery is expected on Wednesday, so I'm keen to read it through. Yeah. Congratulations to all of you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Suresh.
30 seconds, Kalpana.
Okay. I think, first of all, it's my privilege, to get to know two brilliant people. Baburaj sir, first of all, we met 6 months back, and brilliant sharing of thoughts and ideas, even in our brief connect. And of course, as a spouse of Ramesh, 3 decades of relationship, where I get to explore every single day the brilliant mind and the thinking. So writing a book is about, sharing your thoughts, sharing a part of your thinking, which I think is really, I will put it as the utmost in what a person can share to others, to the society, to the community. And you have entwined the story in a very simple way, interlinking, nature with a corporate leader. As a corporate leader myself, and as a co-traveler, I would say, with Ramesh, both on the personal and professional travels, the travel opens our mind to n number of possibilities. We become more adaptable, humble. People are all the same, no matter which part of the world you land in.
Okay.
And actually, what we need to open through our travel is our, mind, our inner self, which is exhaust, maybe even much more than the universe. And thanks for writing a book which makes each and every one of us think and reflect. I read the book. I read the book again yesterday, and probably I have to read it a few times before I can really get into your minds. But thank you.
That's
Dr.
good.
Dr. Guru Prasad? Doctor? Subhash? Prashant? Umesh? Any one of you would love to say something?
I got the book and I started reading it, and it is a very different book compared to what I have seen many other books. And it is also having a very simple, as Kalpana was saying, it is a very simple way of reflecting and not only discovering others, but also self-discovery. And lot of things you can reflect and see yourself in the situations, and also dive deep. So it is more of how do we, my sense of the book at the first glance is how do we get our inner self set on the right course. If we are set our inner self on the right course, then the external world will reflect in a very different dimension and different view.
Very nice.
It looks
Very
to
nice.
me. And I'm yet to go through, I may have to go through multiple rounds. First thing that catch me was this Brahmaputra, which was a revelation to me. I never thought Brahmaputra is such a big river, which
Yeah.
was going across and then, across the regions and
Yeah,
connecting the entire subcontinent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the fifth largest river in the world.
Thank you, both of
And for us also, it's a revelation, Umesh. But see, Brahmaputra, we have read about it in our history in 10th class and all these things. But cutting across different states, it is going through it. That also we wanted to explain it, and different locations. Each location has got a beautiful diversity, and it's so we also did a lot of research. That is why the notes we have kept it at the back end, so that anybody who wanted to read it, so that the flow of the stories and the notes will be, so the structuring of the book also is done in such a manner, it will not move into and clutter the mind for that. That is how it is created. Thanks for that appreciation. Thank you very much. Dr. Guru Prasad?
Notes is another important thing which will help us to not to forget the things and
Yeah.
it back whenever you want to refer it. Thank you once again, both of you. Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
the wonderful journey. Yeah.
Yeah, Guru.
Thanks so much.
Nice to see Baburaj sir after a long time,
Yeah.
and Mr. Ramesh Nair. I congratulate you
Yes, sir.
both on this
Thank you.
joint venture of sharing your life journey and about Brahmaputra. I cannot comment on the creation because I have not read it, so I'd like to comment on that later. I'll send it, but it's a very nice thing, in a time when uh, I'm seeing a trend recently. A lot of people are writing books, you know, and see, the personal broadcasting came with Facebook, and Insta also is a personal broadcast.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
personal sharing information, thoughts beyond blogging. Now, I think we should also congratulate Mr. Vineet Gera for putting this together and bringing it as a product, end product, which can go to the bookworms. And it is a time when bookworms are now becoming extinct, you know, uh, really, truly. But I think it's a optimism that brings a lot of people to write books. And in fact, I have been meeting a lot of authors nowadays. Almost all my friends have become authors, So I'm also getting motivated to write something. But we academics, we write about subjects, what we teach, and that's where we have. And I think I would look forward to your
Thanks, Guru. Thanks.
writings.
Thanks
I
for.
wish more from your, idea foundry to have more thoughts, whether it is Brahmaputra or Kaveri, or it could be, something else. The journey, I think, what you see it is about human reflections and experience. I think will be benefited by your experience, and of course, beauty of writing also, the way your style of writing. Uh, Hope it will motivate more people to also look at these ventures, you know, and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Guru.
And maybe you should
Thank you.
also try to translate it in other languages,
Yeah,
because India is now going
absolutely.
towards natural language processing is coming as a big
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
It's a good idea.
in vernacular languages also.
And Guru,
All the best.
actually,
Thank you.
I am personally, virtually or digitally meeting him after almost 18 years.
Correct, correct.
Guru and I am meeting him after 18 years. He thought of
Yeah.
coming over to this, and he has recently become the Dean of Design, specifically NMIMS Narsimunji Institute of this one he has become, and congratulations, Doc, on this becoming.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Thank
he's
you.
a pure engineer. Prashant and Subhash, anything from your end? And CB Matthew, anything you would love to share? Hello?
Hi, this is Prashant here.
Yeah, Prashant, can we see you also? It would be great if it is possible. No, we are not pressurizing.
I am trying to figure out how to do that, but I'm not able to get it done.
Anyway, please speak.
Yeah. So, I mean, this I saw recently that Ramesh Bhai had, had written a book, and it made me very intrigued. And I checked the Amazon write up there. So two things stood out to me, which is why I bought the book. One was that it talked about Brahmaputra, and while I'm not a voracious reader, but it's usually when people talk about rivers in India, it's usually the Gangas or the Yamunas or the Narmada, even Kaveri several times, but Brahmaputra is rarely talked about. So that, and the fact that the surfer framework that is being talked about here, so both these things intrigued me. And I mean, I know Ramesh Bhai ever since I got married into his family. So I definitely know that whatever he's part of is going to be very good and very successful. So I'm looking forward to reading it. The book came just yesterday, and I'll start reading it now. I wish Ramesh Bhai and Baburaj sir a very successful journey with this book, and for your future plans as well.
Thanks, Prashant. Thanks a lot. It means a lot to us.
Thanks, Prashant. Yeah.
Subhash and CB?
I think they may be on.
Subhash, are you there? CB, are you there?
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Subhash here.
Yeah, Subhash. Could we see you also, if possible?
You won't see me.
Possible, if possible. Otherwise, please speak. Oh, yeah, great. Subhash, tell me.
Sir, congratulations to both of you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to purchase the book, still not purchased. So once I purchase, I think I will be able to comment on that.
Yeah. Your reviews is very important. Please do so in the Amazon or wherever it is there. It is
sure,
to us,
sure.
and we appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And thank you very
Sure,
much.
sir.
Thank
My
you.
privilege, sir. Thank you very much. All the best to both of you.
Thank you. CB?
Thanks, Subhash.
CB?
I think we can.
Yeah, CB, I think is, I think maybe a kind of thing.
Fine, no issues. वैसे तो आप दोनों में इतनी सारी नॉलेज, इतना सारा ज्ञान है, जितना सुनते जाएं उतना कम है, लेकिन समय की मर्यादा को ध्यान रखते हुए उसका भी सम्मान करना जरूरी है। सो सबसे पहले आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आज के इस कार्यक्रम में जुड़ने के लिए, और बहुत बहुत मुबारक आपको इस किताब के लॉन्च के लिए। परमात्मा करे किताब बहुत सक्सेस हो, और ऐसे ही आप और भी किताबें लिखते जाएं, लिखते जाएं, लिखते जाएं। और आप सभी का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जो आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं इस कार्यक्रम में, और उनका भी धन्यवाद जो इसको फेसबुक पे देख रहे हैं और जो इसको यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं। अगर आप फेसबुक पे देख रहे हैं तो पेज को लाइक कर लीजिएगा, ताकि इसी तरह का अच्छा शानदार कंटेंट और बहुत सारे शानदार लोग हम आपसे मिलवाते रहे, और अगर आप YouTube पे देख रहे हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लीजिएगा। तो आज हम इसी के साथ आप सबसे विदा लेते हैं, एक बार इसी प्रण के साथ कि आप इस किताब को पढ़ें, समझें, और बहुत सी अच्छी चीजें आपको इसमें टेक अवेज मिलेंगे, जहां पर आप अपने आप को रिलेट कर पाएंगे, जहां पे आप अपने आप को डेवलप कर पाएंगे। थैंक यू सो मच एंड विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। थैंक्स अ लॉट। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सब।
Thanks a lot.
We
Thanks
wish one of you a
everybody.
happy day.